Welcome to another video. So in this video we're going to talk about inventory and how you set up your inventory to make sure that the system actually auto deducts items in your store to give you the latest information of about the things you actually have in store. So the relationship here is that how the inventory works with the cells in this system is that you have to tell the system that, hey, every time we sell this item, please go and take off this number of items in our stock for these particular items. So in a nutshell, that's how the inventory works, but there is more to it than just that. So the dashboard shows you your total sale, which is pulled from your sales. So our total sale today, or for this particular period, since this is a new account, we've only sold 66,500, which is what is right here and what you would see on your graph here that shows you your cash flow. We don't have any purchases yet because we are yet to add one. So we don't have any returns. These are returns to suppliers. We don't have any items running low. So this is gonna start out really empty for you. But on the dashboard, you will see your recent purchases, any stock alert, that is things that are actually running out, because we set minimum levels for every item. So the system should tell you that, hey, we are running out of item X. And then recent payments, these are any recent payments that have been made to suppliers. So that's how your dashboard will look like. The second thing under inventory would be your available stock. So since this is a new account, we don't have anything yet. So that's why the system is asking us to create an opening. So when you select this, it should show you the list of all items that you have in the system, and we should be able to enter the items that we have for a specific day. So you can specify what date this opening was, and if your day has already started, we would use the closing of the previous day to create an opening for today, which would really be just fine, and the deductions will be made automatically. However, so the first thing you would want to create under inventory are categories, because you want to categorize your items in a certain way. These are things that you actually buy from suppliers. So when you look at our menu, we mostly have beers, and we have beer, water, and Tascalite. So we would want to create the same items the same items we have here, the other side, because they are the same things we are selling. So when you come to inventory, under categories, I'm going to create a new category for beers. I create a category for water, and create a category for sodas. Simple enough. So I have my category set. Now I can start adding items to these categories. So when you look at beers in our menu, beers, we have Bell, Nile Special, and Tascalite. These are the things that we sell. So the assumptions, these are the things that we buy. So you come back to inventory and purchase items. I want to create a new purchase item. So I'm going to start with Nile Special, and specifically the 500 ml bottle. So the unit measure, this is how I want to track Now Special in the store. So I want to track Now Special based on how many bottles do I have left. So that's the relationship here with the item and the measure. The pack size, so since Nile Special comes in crates, and the standard crate has 20 bottles, and the price for that one crate is about, I'm taking random numbers, probably 78,000. And the minimum level, so this is the figure we talked about. So the minimum stock in bottles would be, I want to say, I want the system to remind me every time I go below 50 bottles. That's, for example, so that would probably work for me. So every time uh, my stock levels fall under 50 for this particular item, I need the system to remind me like, hey, this item is actually running out. So this falls under beers, and I can create that. Then let me check. Oh yeah, that was created. Okay, so let's create another one. Tuscalite is a 300 ml bottle. It would take pretty much the same things that Nile took. So I would want to track it in bottles. The pack size 20. These are not, some of them are not exact, but I want to assume a crate of Tuscalite comes in the packs of 20, and the price would be probably 76,000, and I want to maintain that at 50 as well. Every time I go below 50, the system should show me on the dashboard that, hey, you might need to restock Tuscalite, and this is still in beers. So the other items that we have on our menu when it comes to beers, so is Bell Lager. So we have Nile Special and Tuscalite. So I need to create Bell Lager. So when I come to purchase items, I need Bell, which is also, I think, a 500 ml bottle. I want to track it in bottles, and the pack size could be maybe 18. I would take 18, for example, and probably this is 58. And I want to say every time I'm below 40, please remind me. And this would fall under beers. So that's a whole list of all the beers I have that are available for sale. So now the next thing is I want to handle sodas. I have Coke, Crest, and Sprite. So if I come back to inventory and purchase items, I want to create Coke, the 300 ml bottle. Of course, I want to track what's left in stock by bottles. I need to know a count of how many bottles I have left. The pack size probably 18. I could be wrong, but I want to assume a crate has 18 bottles, and the crate is about maybe 28,000. And I want to be reminded every time I have less than 20 items, and this goes under sodas. Then yeah, I think that's created. Yeah, we need to do a refetch every time we add an item, so that's a little enhancement that will come through. So we have Sprite. It's also a 300 ml bottle, and we want to track this in bottles. The pack size could be 18 as well. Price is 28. I want to be reminded when I'm below maybe 30. And the category is sodas, so I can also create that. Oh, now it's fetching. Nice. So what haven't we created? When it comes to soda, we have Sprite, so we're missing Crest. So I can come back to purchase items, create Crest, which is a 300 ml bottle, and I want to track it in bottles. The pack size is 18. 28,000 is the purchase price, and the minimum stock is maybe 32 maybe, and the category is sodas. So I have my sodas all set up the other side. So the last thing I need to create is water, and I have Jibu and then Renzori. So Renzori is sold either one by bottle, like I can sell one bottle, I can sell a 20 pack. And then I also have Jibu. So if I come back to inventory and purchase items, I can create Renzori, the 500 ml bottle. I need to track this in bottles. The pack size, I'm going to say 20. I'm not quite sure the pack size of Renzori, how it is packaged. But these are things you can always come back and adjust. And let's say we buy this at 18,000, and I need to be reminded every time I'm below maybe 40, which would be 2 packs. And this falls under water. I create that item. And then I want to create Jibu, the 20 liter. So now these I buy them individually. So I just want to track each bottle. So the pack size here would be 1, because there is no pack size for a 20 liter Jibu water. It's just, it comes one as a whole, and probably I buy it at 4,000, for example. And I need to maintain a minimum of maybe 20, for example. And this falls under the same category as Renzori, and I create that. So now I have a list of all the items I sell inside in inventory, because I have also set up the prices that I buy them. So the next thing we will be creating are the suppliers who actually supplies us these items. Okay, so inside, so I'm going to skip recipes for now, because I just want to make sure that I have my suppliers before I create. So recipes is where you create a relationship between the sales and inventory, how you set up deductions in the system. So we could actually just go ahead and set that up. So here you're going to see a list of all items that you sell. So Bell Lager, the 500 ml bottle, falls under a category beer, which is what we set up here. It's this item because we're selling it at 5K. So if we come back to recipes, I want to set up, I want to tell the system that, hey, every time we sell this bottle, because this is one bottle, please come to our inventory and take off 1 bottle from Bell Lager. So when I view this recipe, I notice that there is no item attached to it. So I'm going to just come here and say, hey, please deduct 1 bottle every time we sell this item. And I create that relationship. So, and that's it, because you only get to do this once. So of course we don't have any purchases yet for any item. So I'm going to do the same thing for Coke, because this is a bottle of Coke. So every time I sell 1 bottle of Coke, please come to my inventory and take off 1 bottle of Coke. And that's it. Then Jibu, I'm gonna say please come take off 1, because we're selling it as a whole, the way we buy it. Then Crest is pretty much the same thing. I'm gonna say please come and take off a bottle, since we sell it as a piece. Nile Special, the 500 ml, of course Nile Special is here. We take off 1 bottle every time we sell 1 bottle. And then, so here's the difference. So we have an option to sell a crate of 20 pieces of Nile Special. So the difference here would be that we would come and say, so every time we sell a 20 pack, please come and look for Nile Special and take off 20 bottles from our store. Okay, so it's a bit different from selling 1 item. 1 item we'll take off one item. So for this particular one, we're going to take off 20, which is that. So it really depends on how you sell your items. So because we have an option to sell 20 pack of Nile, that's the relationship we create. Renzori, we have an option to sell a 20 pack as a whole. So I'll come here and say, every time we sell a 20 pack, please come to Renzori and take off 20. And that's also set up. So what do we have else? We also have an option to sell just one bottle of Renzori. So I'll come back and say, yes, please get one Renzori off our stock every time this item is sold. Okay. Sprite, we'll do the same thing. Please take off one. So if you have an option to sell Sprite as a 20 pack, you would literally do the same thing. Just tell the system how you want the deductions to be made. And lastly, we have Tascalite. So we'll look for Tascalite, and since this is one bottle, we'll say, yeah, please take off one bottle, and that's it. So now you've created the relationship between your sales and the inventory. So every time a sale is made, you're going to see deductions in stock. So in the next video, we're going to create suppliers and then also create an opening and then receive an invoice from a supplier. So for the time being, our stock is empty, but when we try to create an opening, you see that we now have a list of all items that are available for sale. So in the next video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you receive items, and then we'll also take a look at how deductions are being made as we settle separate bills and all that. So I'll catch you guys in the next one.